go.
Jesus.
Fucking hell.
The energy bills are cheap.
It's like all battle plan.
Right then, so this one's a little bit more interactive. We've also got a microphone. So obviously now it's all about forward thinking. So 2023, the battle plan between this, obviously fitness, but also everything that we've just been over with identity is massively important. So nice and simple, fail to prepare or prepare to fail. Easy, you can use it in any situation. Parking, if you don't know where you're going to park, you're probably going to fail parking. So just about like, make sure that you are prepared with what you are doing, know what you are doing, why you are doing it is massively important. So this is like, I want people to start writing stuff down. We've got a little bit of a task in a minute for 5 minutes, but I want you to start thinking about what you're going to be achieving in 2023, because as we said there, when you can achieve whatever you want to achieve, it's exciting. And we want that to be the case in 2023. So you can split it into 5 different sections. So obviously you've got fitness, personal development, I would call that one, finances, spiritual or relationships / family. This is 5 different areas that you can really focus on. So obviously with fitness, who you want to be, what you want to lift, how you want to look, their identity around fitness. Number 2 is like the person that you wanted to be. What area do you want to develop? Is there something that you might want to work on in terms of your mindset, or it could be something to do with, your career or anything like that. Finances, like you could be saving for a certain goal. It could be saving for a house. It could be, I want to go on holiday. I want to bank more money. I want to invest more money. Anything like that. Spiritual, it's just like how you want to hold yourself. So who's the person you want to become? Again, as we mentioned, like, do you want to wake up in the morning? Do you want to be positive all the time? Do you want to be negative all the time? I don't know if anyone wants to do that, but it's up to you. And then relationships, like, what does that want to look like? Do you want to be in a relationship? Do you want kids? Do you want to get married? Do you want to be as a support network for people around you? Do you want to see your family more? Like, what is it? Like, this one, I need to see my nan more. So this is what I was saying to Sean before. It's like, let's think back to 5 years ago. And I absolutely love this, is because people always say, let's have a 5-year plan. Let's start to think about 5 years. If you think about 5 years ago, you're in a completely different space than you are right now. Probably what you couldn't fathom back then. Especially for me, I feel like if I look back 5 years ago, I couldn't think about where I am now 5 years ago. So are we meant to forward think where we could be if we don't know? With that being said, we always tend to dream or don't set goals big enough. We always set things that are in reach. Why? Because as humans, probably we like to tick things off. We like the sense of achievement, but we want to stretch that a little bit more. Can anyone give me a little bit of an example of where you was 5 years ago? 5 years ago, I was probably just starting to train Lee, and I was just starting in the gym. Didn't know anything else, didn't have any sort of plan, just didn't know what I was doing with my life, just basically started PTing 5 years ago. Since then, we've moved from a gym, we transitioned online, we went fully online, we've got a client base, we've done this, we've been travelling, met Abby, bought a house, renovated the house, been through a pandemic. Like, a lot's happened in 5 years. So, my nephews, both of them are 5. Didn't have any nephews or nieces 5 years ago. So, like, a lot's changed in 5 years. So, really further on than what you expect it to be. So, again, as I said, once you sort of open your eyes to what's achievable, you can achieve a lot of things in 5 years. So let's start to think about the next 5 years. So, love this quote. So, if all your dreams would come true, like no matter what would they be? Just let that sink. Like, if you could achieve everything that you set out or wanted to achieve in life, whatever it may be, I want this, I want a family, I want one boy, one girl, I want £1 million in the bank, whatever it is, what would them dreams be? Write them down, because again, these can be as bold as you want, because do you know what? When it's bold, it's very, very much achievable. Yeah? So this is a massive, massive one, because this sort of identifies actually what you want to achieve. Really. So everyone heard that story of when you flip a coin. So if you're making the decision, say, okay, we're going for food tonight, date night. We're going to go to... Yeah, we're going out tonight. Yeah. We're going to go So Salsa, or we're going to go Castle Street Townhouse, yeah? Mm-hmm. I'm going to flip a coin. Whatever it lands on, we're going to go there. So heads is Castle Street Towers, tails is So Salsa. When that coin is in the air, you've already made the decision. Where do you want to go?
Start wishing for one.
Yes, that's the decision that you want to make. So whenever you go to flip a coin, flip it for the sake of flipping it to make you think about what you actually want. Good tip if you yeah. No, that was just, yeah, it's not the best. I had So Salsa in my head all day long, yeah. So that's a good example. Again, for anyone who's going for food and you can't make a decision, do the 5-3-1. So one person thinks of 5, I'll pick 3 from that 5, she picks 1 from them 3.
I'll still make it awkward.
Yeah, she still goes, well, I don't know. So yeah, pick 5 things or 5 activities, what you want to do. So the other person thinks of 3 out of that 5, and you pick that 1 out of that 3. Easy. So SMART goals, again, this is the boring part about how to set goals. When it comes to goal setting personally, I just like to do it my own way, and everyone will have their own way of doing it. Like, this is not like gospel. It doesn't have to be like, I'm going to be like, boom, 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 boom. But what it does, it gives you a little bit of certainty with what you're trying to do. So SMART stands for specific, which is a goal that should be specific, and you shouldn't be able to misinterpret or confuse it. I want to lose 10 kilos, not 9, not 11, 10, yeah? Specific. That could be, I want £1 million in the bank. I want 2 kids. I want to buy a house. That's very specific. Not an apartment, not a boat, a house. Measurable, so the goal should be allowed to track the progress. How important tracking progress is huge. How are you going to track that metric? If it is something physical, like your weight, it's easy, you weigh in. Yeah, you take pictures, you track that. If it's you want to buy a house, how much does that cost? What's the deposit? How much do I have to save each month? It's measurable, yeah? Attainable, again, this one's funny because it needs to be realistic. I want to go and buy Bugatti next week. Not achievable, but make sure it's attainable, make sure it's in reach. And this is what I mean. I think this is the part where people think smaller than they expect. You think that that's not attainable. Realistically, it is. Like, again, if we went to view a house that we really loved 5 years ago, that was not in the question. Not even in the question. Like, I always thought about, like, if I had a house like the size of my mum and dad's, I'd be happy, that's fine. The next house that we probably look at would be similar. Like, it's crazy. Like, so you think probably you limit yourself to your beliefs, basically. Relevance, so the goal relates to your values, dreams, and ambitions. This is a big one. Again, going back to identity, is like, what is it that you really want? Do you want to live in a different country? Do you want to work in a different job, different industry? You know, it's got to be relevant for what you actually want to dream, how you want your life to look, how you want your ambitions to look. Of course, that comes with conversations if your partner's not on board with that. Comes to a conversation. Time bound. There needs to be a target date for completion, such as 4 months, or simple one is 2023, the 31st of December. Yeah, just the end of the year.
One killer, I think, for setting goals is when people say do more of, or like go to the gym more. You're just setting yourself up for failure. Yeah. Lose some weight. Like every time we all have consultation calls. I just want to go to the gym more. Well, how much more do you want to go to the gym? I want to lose weight. How much weight do you want to lose? Like, more is a killer of goals. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, this is very difficult to do. Like, setting goals is something I really, really struggle with. So when people do come on board like that, it's our job to guide them a little bit. So you want to lose weight, okay, that's why we ask them, you know, ask that 5 times. Why do you want to lose weight? Because I don't feel confident. Why don't you feel confident? Because I don't feel comfortable with me when I go for food. Why is that? Because my mates are all better off than me. And you just get deeper and deeper and peel back the layers. So when it comes to goals, it's about maybe if you start there, I know what I want to do, I just don't know how to do that. We'll come into that in a second. So just spend 5 minutes now just writing down some goals based on, as we mentioned there, in terms of fitness, personal, financial, spiritual, or relationships, and we'll go from there.